fill in the gaps, because I think Stephen's in Kate's group, is she?
No, he's in Raymond's group.
Oh, he's in Raymond's group. Raymond, I'm really sorry. So it's you who is going to fill in the gaps. And
are you going to record, Jane?
As with or without Jo's help, but I'm sure she'll be there to help you if you wish. Some of the slides, there's a lot of information on them, and I felt that in many ways, Facebook sponsoring obviously is for all the year round, but it's not just Facebook sponsoring. Albeit, you can take the offline leads online, which I would think that for ease of access, now that we don't have and don't really need paper information, I would have thought that really it's great to get them onto the online so that you can show them more. The days, and I could be wrong, but the days of driving to an appointment and sitting there hoping often that they turn up, even when you've texted them or called them before you went, and they've assured you that they will be where they want you to be at the time that you have said that they'll be there. And lo and behold, quite often people weren't, and you'd maybe driven a wee bit to get there. So when I say put them online, unless they're just down the road, and I do know many people who, even when they were just down the road, did not make appointments. So, the world has moved on, let me put it that way. So offline, we've got all the things that most of us have always done. Our Warren Market, I did see a post today about how Warren Market didn't always support you in your business. I have to say, I have never had any of my Warren Market look at any of my catalogues until my daughter got older, and then she did. So you can build a business without your Warren Market. Be rest assured, you can build a business without your Warren Market. And perhaps I'm just a bit odd, but I enjoy taking catalogues to total strangers and talking to total strangers about the business, because they did not feel any obligation to either buy or agree with me. I like that. I always like that. 3-foot rule. Well, that's just anybody that comes in within your circle. Your customers, of course. We've maybe not all done it. I have. One of my customers joined somebody else. Why? Because I just never asked them. They knew I was doing it. They knew I looked for people, but I never asked them if they wanted, if they were interested. And since I didn't ask them, they thought I didn't want them. Big mistake. Flyers, I know that Kevin and Lisa do those at the weekends. And if I miss anybody out, I'm sorry, I'm only saying what I know. And business cards. Those we used to use in a multitude of places, and we still do. But I used to use them on cars. And since COVID, well, the world has changed there too. And I don't know that car owners feel it's as acceptable. And I do know down south, down in England, you had a real problem with cards and cars. I think the people up here were a little less vicious than the people down south from what I always heard. Shop ads, well, I like shop ads. Not only are you getting it up on a board somewhere or on the front of the counter for anybody who goes into that shop to see, but you're also getting the shop owner's attention who might just like to add to their product range. I have had people in my group who chained a catalogue to their counter. It always amused me that. But they wanted their customers to come in and look at their catalogue, but they didn't want it to take away. They wanted it left there. I used used to say to them, let them take it away. You'll have more. But we're all different. Cash seekers. Again, I have a story, as we all will. We had, for us, an older car. It was Jim, in fact. And somebody said to him, who was in the business, why don't you have a sticker on that car? Jim says, well, he says, it's a wee bit older than I normally have. He says, yes, but it's the other person said to Jim, yes, but it's probably newer than the person who's reading it. So that was a lesson too. And there's lessons all over the place. These catalogue slips. Yes, and I do know as well that through the years people have cut the bottom bit off where it says wanted. Try not to cut it off. Try not to, your new people, to cut it off. And if you don't have a bit on there, ask us and we'll happily give you it. Hot pockets, I liked, because especially with online, they didn't need a car. They didn't even need to walk. They could sit in the comfort of their own home. So bus stop, any flat surface that you could pop something onto, any flat surface. Even the buttons where you got into the blocks of flats, they were all people. You didn't want to go in and you couldn't get in anyway, so it was great. But what else? Offline. Is there something that is not on that list? It's offline, and you know, and I don't.
Customer newsletters.
Customer newsletters, Kate. Yes. Customer newsletters. Works as a wee added bonus. Every month.
Yep.
Shows you the products, tells them a wee bit about you, interacts, lets the customers get even more of you, and tell them that you're nice and busy and you're looking for other people, always.
Yep.
There's lots of places online, and again, I think the majority of us have mulled this over regularly and talked about it fairly regularly. But what's your favourite? Tell me. Come on, Jeff, don't be shy.
I'm not doing a lot of it online stuff, so online is not my favourite at all.
Is it not, Jeff? That's fair enough. That's fair enough. I'm sure I'll speak to people who say don't like offline. I don't like online. I do catalogues, or I don't like catalogues. I do online. Luckily, we've got a business that caters for all of us. Do you do much online, Kevin and Lisa? And I know you've just brought...
No, way offline. We're the same as Jeff. We're the same as Jeff.
We're the same as Jeff.
Yeah.
Apart from Mr. and Mrs. E.
Apart from our actual Mr. and Mrs. E page, other than that, we are offline. We're like Jeff, aren't we?
Yeah.
We're the same.
That page generates more interest from customers, and
yeah.
I mean, Mark came off that, didn't he?
Yeah.
He came in off that. So that's used as an almost a sponsoring tool as well. But actual advertising for people online, we don't do any of it.
We don't do it. We're like Jeff. We're mainly
We're a bit like Jeff.
We're offline.
That's okay though. That's one of the reasons why Viva works for all of us, because we do what comes naturally to us and what we're most comfortable with. And you know, the great thing is because we're a team, if someone comes in that wants to do something that we don't do, there's lots of information around there readily available, and everyone is more than happy to supply that. So there's all of the list of the online, and Kate, I think it's fair to say you do all of that most of the time. eBay, funnily enough, And here's a story for you as well. I have somebody in the group who does catalogues. Doesn't get his head around Facebook at all, for personal reasons, but is happy to do eBay. Happy to do eBay because he's into cycling and he does loads of his own bike parts on eBay. There you go. See? So, you know, what suits one doesn't always suit the other. There are millions of users in social media. We sponsored our first person on social media more than 15 years ago. And I still find that quite surprising when I say those years. But we did. I had to then take her offline and send information because I hadn't anything online. But there you are. And you don't have to plan in the same way as you have to plan your physical activities. It's pop up a post and you can do it whenever and wherever. But we're rural and our signal is not always good. If the mist comes down or the heavy rain comes down, well, we can say goodbye to a signal. It just disappears. We live in a bowl, I think. And the key to anything is consistency. I think it is massive, Facebook, for lots and lots of people. And they do really, really well on it. However, it doesn't always have to be posts about whether or not you want to join the business. It could just be. Now, I know you do a lot on YouTube. Again, I'm going back to Kevin and Lisa. If you were to use, and you may well use some of those videos you do, or even just a snapshot of the products online and say, I used this today to get the gum off my grandson's football shorts, as I did once with the stain away. So, you know, things like that. You're putting the bottle up, it has the name of the company, it's spreading the word and it's getting that information out there. And it's doing it in a way that's not in people's faces as well, which again is something that everyone's more comfortable with. Your Facebook wall and cover photographs, which is probably just what I'm talking about. One of the things I like Facebook for is it's easier to keep in touch with people that you generally wouldn't always keep in touch with, only because you might not have a specific thing to say to them. You know, you might not, but you may respond to a post on Facebook or something of that sort. So that's where Warren Market, but in a removed sense, I like online for. Short opportunity videos. Well, I mean, I go back to my grandson again. Well, you know, if it's anything longer than 30 seconds, I think you've lost him. You know, and in fact, he had read a post saying that the reason for that age group, he's 21 at the end of the year, they're putting down the lack of memory retention because younger people use TikTok and they scroll constantly, so they don't have to take anything in. They don't retain it, they just scroll and keep scrolling. So it would need to be very short. Rather than posts and videos, I think, as I say, we all do them in one shape or another. And Raymond, I know, does What's in the Box and does that regularly. The What's in the Box, what I like to use What's in the Box for is to remind everybody that they are customer orders, that I'm just going to take them out so that they don't think I buy a box of things every week, because it could be that. Other networks do it. You know, look what we got. And you think, I wonder who it's for now. Is that me being cynical? I don't know. But I like to tell people, that's what the customers ordered this week. That's why I bought those. And if any of your friends or family, or anyone you know, is looking for some extra income, would you let me know? And I'll happily give them some information. Just remember just to say it at the end of the what's in the box. Facebook stories, some lifestyle. You know, you might not think you're doing anything. Cake or scones, that comes to mind. Cake or scones. I see those, so that comes to mind. So that's lifestyle. You know, there might be somebody doing a 12-hour shift every day in a care home, dealing with, you know, elderly or whatever. But, you know, they may be happy to think, gosh, I wish I could go out for a scone every other day. It's true though, you know. I think we forget we've got a lifestyle, even if it's a very simple one, like a scone. You know, we just, somebody. Sorry, Amanda and Nigel. I kept you waiting. My apologies. You know, it's things like that though. That's lifestyle. Being able to take the dog for a walk during the day. You know, it's, think of the simple things. A photograph of something you see when you're out. When you're out doing your flyers, Kevin and Lisa, maybe you see a beautiful plant. You know, take a photograph. Gosh, look where they are. How do they manage to do this? How do they live? So lifestyle is really, really important, to my mind. The buy and sell groups, the job groups, you know, they all work. Sometimes you see posts up saying what's out there. Generally, cynical again, it might be someone who has joined a network and feels that this is a good way for getting in touch with other networkers. But it might be quite genuine. Who knows? Marketplace, again, an excellent place for both products and opportunities, and Instagram posts and reels, which I have to say, I have never, ever got my head around. I'm sorry. I hold my hand up and say, can't understand it. I'll try again, promise. Events and parties on Facebook. I always go in front of the camera. Lots of people don't go in front of the camera. Both work, as long as you've got products up. Opportunity groups. If you're admin on some of them, excellent. Joint admin, something like that, you can get your posts up. Just, you know, be aware that if you put posts up on opportunity groups, to make sure that everybody gets a fair whack of it, you may be only wanting 3 posts from an individual. 6. Some groups will allow it, but you know, that just means that you've got lots and lots. And if you do 6 twice a day, chances are you might just not be doing 6 every day in future. Better to do a little every day than lots and get bombed off it. Your customers' favourite group, we've said. I hope you don't mind me asking, or your words. That's the important thing. Put it into your words. Now, sorry, business is going really well. My customers often ask me, do you get orders with this? No, I walk around the village for the good of my health, really. But, you know, but they ask because they don't know, unless their friends get a book, that you're going to anyone else other than them.
Yep.
Same online. The majority of people who come to me online through my group will do it in a private message, Jane, can you get me? And I'd quite like if they put it on my group so that other people, it might jog them and they say, all right, she's ordering one of those, well, I could order one as well. But, so people don't know that you're actually ordering products for anyone other than them. But are you interested in, what did I do? Do you happen to know of anyone or some of your friends or family that might be interested in looking for a wee part-time business working from home? We can work in the home, we can't always work, or we don't have to go out of the home. A Facebook sponsoring group, again, look after it. Facebook have the right to do whatever they wish on there. And you can send your new prospects to there. If your team are in there as well, ask them to add some stories, different face, different story, different background, all important. It's simple and it is easy to set up and it's easy to maintain. But there again, everything's simple, everything's easy, but it's just as easy not to do it as to do it. An online prospect list. Again, go back to your memory jogger. We all remember the memory jogger, don't we? Gosh, these were wonderful things. When presented with that, my mind went a total blank. Oof. I thought, I don't know anybody that does any of that. And eventually, things came to me, but I remember being totally overwhelmed by it. But personalise your business, build a rapport. That's, again, really important. Just the same as many of us only do catalogues, so you have to personalise your business there too, build a rapport. Online's not any different from offline. It's really just the same, except you're using a different medium. It's just the same. You treat everybody with courtesy. And if they don't treat you with courtesy, then you've got a delete and block button. Get rid of them. I often, you've lost me, or no. Kate says, lost you. That's because she's disappeared from could someone message Kate and tell her to readmit herself to the Facebook, to the Zoom? She's fallen off. Please, if you would. I don't know where she is, I'm afraid. Sorry, I'm interrupting myself, which again...
I think she's back.
Is she back?
Hi.
There we go.
I got kicked out. I thought everybody had been kicked out.
That's what I read out in your message when it said lost you. I thought, no, I think I've lost you. Oops. So just treat everybody online the same as you would with your offline stuff, or vice versa. And it works. It's just the same. Now, Kate, can I ask you, because it says here, people don't always join when they first see the opportunity.
That's
I
very true.
understand you've had someone lately. Would you like to take up the story?
I had a lady join my business about a week ago, and I'd never heard from her until she messaged me and said, that's me joined, what do I do now? And I thought, well, she's maybe joined somebody else's team, but I went and checked my notifications, and sure enough, she had joined me. So the next thing I did was look to see if she'd ever messaged me before, and she hadn't. And I thought, I wonder if by any chance she's come from my sponsoring group, because my enrolment link is on there, on the pinned post at the top. And I went and had a look on the sponsoring group. But I've been regularly posting on the sponsoring group that we have a free join option for September, etc., and that's what made her
join. gosh. Can everybody hear Kate at the moment? Is it just me?
No, I've lost her as well.
You've lost Kate as well. I think my speakers are playing off as well.
Kate's still on the participants.
Okay, Raymond, thank you.
Stephen.
Oh, Steve.